This week on Orlando Attractions Magazine, the show,
we're taking you to Busch Gardens for a big announcement,
explaining the finer points of Disney pin trading,
and giving you all the news in the queue.
Roll it! Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Bob.
And I'm Lulu. We are at Fun Spot USA.
That's right. Now, I think the last time we saw you was at the opening of the new Disney store. That looked pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun, but I did have to give all the princess dresses back.
Very, very sad.
I know.
Now, I had to properly introduce myself the first time I hosted, so I think it's your turn now, even though you've been on camera before.
All right. Well, hi everyone. I am Lulu Pickhart. I'm really excited to join the Orlando Attractions team, and I do have a favorite attraction here in the Orlando area. I think, Bob, you probably love it as well.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is the seasonal phenom at Universal Orlando called Fear Factor Live.
Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
I like that. The hanging part's pretty cool.
And there's cars
I know, and explosions,
and animals.
eels. Allow me to formally welcome you to the official hosting duties. Now, would you like to introduce the first spot this week?
I don't know if I can.
It's okay.
Really know
I mean, I'll take care of it.
Okay,
No.
well, you know what? This week at Busch Gardens, we sent Audrey to hear a big announcement about what they promise will be an epic live show opening in February 2012.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Dean, president of Busch Gardens and Adventure Island. I just want to thank you all for coming out this morning and joining us for what we think is an exciting announcement. This winter, Busch Gardens will debut what will be the biggest ice show in our history in this very theater.
We're here today to talk about the show that you just announced. It's an ice show. It's called Iceploration. Is that right?
Iceplorations, that's right.
So tell me, what is the most important thing that you really want people to know about Iceploration? Why should they come and see it?
You know, we've been getting a lot of very positive feedback from our loyalists, our pass holders, for a long time that they want us to bring an ice show back to Busch Gardens and the Moroccan Palace, you know, a fantastic theater. And we're going to be bringing an ice show here in February of 2012 called Iceplorations. And it's about a young man who's into the technology age, and his grandfather teaches him a lesson about the world and takes him to the four corners of the world through this ice show. And it's going to have live animals, it's going to have puppets, it's going to have original music, and some of the most fantastic costumes you've ever seen.
How difficult is it to coordinate all the separate elements? The light show, the ice, the performers, the animals. How do you make that happen?
You just stay on track, and we're producing it ourselves, so it is a lot of work. We have some wonderful vendors, a fantastic creative staff, and a wonderful crew, and all that talent. When when people love to be able to use those talents and bring them together, so that's how the magic happens, right?
Are you going to go ice skating when you put the ice in?
Yeah, not so much. That's not my thing. I might hang out with those cute husky dogs every now and then, but I don't think you'll see me skating. Thanks.
I think that's what everybody imagines. I think we all imagine that the staff after, where it gets together for ice skating part, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, not so much. Maybe for like a blooper video, but I don't think anything else.
Any final words about Iceploration? If you could sum it up in one word, how would you describe what Iceploration is going to be?
I think it's a must-see at Busch Gardens in 2012.
It's a must-see in 2012. You heard it here first.
If you're a big fan of the sci-fi show Ghost Hunters, then you should definitely know that hosts Steve and Dave are coming to face Lady Luck herself at Halloween Horror Nights on October 6th. They'll take part in a Q&A at 8 p.m. followed by an autograph session at 9. We had another Stars in the Park sighting recently when media mogul Tyra Banks encountered Lady Luck. In town for a vacation with family before heading out on a book tour, Tyra posed for a photo at this year's Halloween Horror Nights icon. One extremely cool piece of news that came out of the Magic Kingdom this week is that a live-action role-playing game called Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom will be ready for guests to play in the park in early 2012. The game will involve the famous Merlin, who will recruit guests to help defeat an army of well-known Disney villains at different locations around the park. Last but not least, there's only one day left to apply for the open spots on the Walt Disney World Moms panel. You can fill out an application at disneyworldmoms.com until midnight tomorrow. If you don't live in Orlando, don't sweat it, you can still apply. For more details about all the news in the queue this week, just visit our website at attractionsmagazine.com. Disney's Animal Kingdom had the tough task of naming yet another baby elephant born at the park. But you've been warned, watching this Disney Parks blog video may send you into a cute coma.
Well, as we were eagerly anticipating, we did have our 6th baby elephant born here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, so we're very excited and happy about that. So far, so good. Everything's going really well. Mom is doing really well, doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing, and so far things are going just as we had planned. We try to use an African type name. Most of the time we use a Swahili dictionary. We try to come up with things. We try to come up with something that is meaningful from an English translation standpoint, but also something that rolls off the tongue, since we have to use this name about 50 or 60 times an hour. Basha is an excellent mother. She sort of surprised us in the beginning. From the very first time she had her first calf, she did very, very well, better than we could have anticipated. And now with the second one, she's picked up right where she left off, and things are going well. Kianga is going to play a very important role in this process, because not only is she big sister, but she's someone that we look for down the line to be learning those maternal instincts, so that when it's time for her to give birth and have a calf, this is sort of her practice run at this. And so far she's done really well. She loves calves more than we could possibly imagine, and she actually starts to exhibit those maternal behaviors as soon as we put them together, so that's very exciting for us as well. It's a very important breed because calves play probably one of the most important roles within the social structure of an elephant herd. And really elephants were made to do this. This is an elephant's job, and it's very important that we sort of put that into the group so that they all are able to fulfill their different roles within the herd.
Oh, unless your primary mode of transportation is walking, you may be surprised to find how sore your feet can be by midday of your visit to any theme park. That's why it's helpful to know which rides and which parks can offer you a little rest and relief. For example, at Epcot, there's actually a ride that lasts for a whopping 37 minutes. On Ellen's Energy Adventure, you can sit in a moving theater and enjoy the air conditioning and plenty of spacious seating while you give your feet a much-needed break. When you think you need another one, just ask a knowledgeable park employee which other rides they suggest for a break. They're always more than happy to help.
Now, we so excited to finally be giving away the Nerf prize pack we told you about a couple weeks ago in episode 38.
We wish we could have given out 100 prize packs. Alas, we only had one.
And this one prize pack goes to, drum roll please. Really? Really?
Beatbox.
Okay. BTTF Fan 5 wins the prize pack this time. He said he's trying to get a team together to train for the next Nerf Dart Tag World Championship. Good luck, man.
But we do plenty of giveaways on the show, so if you didn't win, we hope you keep trying. If you watched episode 40, then you know we're already in the middle of another giveaway. There's still time to enter to win a 4-pack of tickets to Kennedy Space Center's Visitor Complex.
I love that place.
Okay.
Now you have until September 18th to enter that giveaway. Go back to episode 40 for all the rules.
Now, if you've ever been to Disney World, you may have noticed that a lot of the guests in the park are wearing lanyards like this, covered in pins like these.
Now, this is for an activity called pin trading. If you've ever wondered what it's all about, then you're in luck, because we went to the Florida Project Pin event in the World Showplace at Epcot last Saturday.
And just so you know, the World Showcase is the area surrounding the Seven Seas Lagoon at Epcot, where you can visit countries like England,
Hello.
Morocco,
I dream of red, yeah.
and more.
And the World Showplace is a building tucked between Canada and England,
Hello, Governor.
used for special events just like this.
Hey, that's almost good enough to qualify for The More You Know.
Quinn and I are here today at the incredible annual pin trading event. And now this year it's called the Florida Project, and that's to commemorate the opening of Walt Disney World, which was 40 years ago, coming up on October 1st, actually. There are all kinds of really cool tributes to rides that are no longer in the parks, or maybe they've been refurbished. And behind us is actually, I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Orange Bird.
Well, who's Orange Bird?
He's the second best character next to Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit.
Now, who's Oswald? Totally kidding. I know who Oswald was. Just messing with him. Let's go take a look at some of the pin trading.
Now, Julie, you know we would be remiss if we didn't celebrate the 40th by highlighting our spookiest attraction of them all, the Haunted Mansion. I love that attraction. We will be hosting an event called Room for One More on Friday, September 30th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the Contemporary Resort.
Some of our viewers don't really know what pin trading is. What is this crazy phenomenon of all of us running around with these lanyards and these pins? What is pin trading?
Well, pin trading is, we think, one of the best guest cast interactions that you can have in the theme park. And really, you will find cast members all over property, both at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and on the cruise line, wearing lanyards with pins. And if you have Disney pins that you want to trade, it's as easy as walking up to a cast member, asking for a pin you see on their lanyard, and trading it with one of the pins that you have.
Tell us a little bit about this year's event. This is an annual event, correct? It's an annual pin trading event, and this year it's called the Florida Project, and that's the theme of the event. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about what is the theme all about this year?
Absolutely. The theme is called the Florida Project. This was the name that Walt affectionately gave Disney World when he was starting the planning stages while he was living in California. So when he was buying the acres of swampland, and everyone thought he was crazy, he was flying out here on a weekly basis and setting the wheels into motion, where the castle was going to be, what the park was going to be laid out. He loved the idea that he had finally landed on a theme park that had the blessing of size. He could do everything he wanted to do for California, but he couldn't fit it into California's theme park. One of the things that we thought was really super fun was the use of the sky buckets, because the Skyway is no longer in existence, but it's still some piece of that history that everybody loved from vintage 1971 when the park opened. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is no longer around, so we have the ride vehicles out here.
Some of the ride vehicles that they have just sort of laying around are really, really awe-inspiring. Behind me is the Nautilus, which is extremely awesome. It's so awesome, in fact, that some of us are a little bit mesmerized by it, right, Quinn? Quinn. He's busy being mesmerized. But it feels like this. Seeing it and being able to touch it feels exactly like this. Julie is going to show us a few of her favorite new pins now. So Julie, take it away.
Thank you so much. One of the pins I'm really excited about is for our 40th anniversary. On October 1st, we're going to release this beautiful box jumbo pin. And I love it because it features some of our most beloved characters. Tinkerbell is on a little pivot point. And then our 40th Mickey icon opens up to reveal a beautiful portrait of Walt. I'm a huge fan of Walt, and I love it when we use black and white photography.
I just teared up again.
I know. It's hard not to when you think about him and the legacy he left all of us. This is a limited edition of 200 and will only be available on October 1st because I don't think there's going to be any left. Finally, some of the most beautiful pieces I think we've ever done are our collage frame sets. And these, we're going to do castles, Mickey, Tinkerbell, a crown, and each one will feature pins that represent that character. So obviously here we've used our Tinkerbell pins to make the Tinkerbell character, and it's all laser cut matting. We've done a beautiful suede color mat around it. So we will offer these with open edition pins so you can continue to buy them throughout the year.
Tell you, I have painted the castle all night long. It is almost complete and ready. I had the wrong shade of blue on one of the tiers. It wasn't that perfect Cinderella blue, so, and don't you think they didn't notice that?
Hi, I'm Steve Barrett, author of the Hidden Mickey's book series and operator of HiddenMickeysGuide.com. And we're bringing you a new segment called Hidden Mickey of the Week. The first Mickey is my favorite one at Walt Disney World, and you can find it in the Land Pavilion at Epcot. If you look close enough, hidden behind a fern on the big mural inside the Garden Grill restaurant, you'll find that famous silhouette of Mickey, and it's actually Mickey as Steamboat Willie. If you have trouble spotting it, you can ask a cast member to help you. Sometimes they'll even help you find it with a flashlight. Good luck with your hunt.
Last weekend, the country commemorated the somber anniversary of 9/11.
The Magic Kingdom held a special ceremony with the Voices of Liberty singing, as well as the Main Street Philharmonic playing at a flag retreat.
The park actually holds a flag retreat every day in Town Square, but this one was just a little bit different.
This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
So, what did you think of hosting this week?
Well, I have to admit, I am a total nerd for theme parks, so
Yes.
it's a good fit.
You are a total nerd. You should join the club.
I kind of did.
Oh yeah.
We want to give a few quick shout outs to some of our fans who've been sharing the love with us.
Grumpy Bear Chemo said they couldn't wait to see the Busch Gardens footage on this episode. We really hope you liked it, and make sure to stay tuned because we're filming an entire episode there in November.
We want to wish a happy birthday to James, who sits down with his wife Natty every Saturday morning to watch the show. And another happy birthday goes out to Aaron Caravan.
A Cedar Point Freak 14 let us know that they watch every episode of our show to preserve that feeling of Orlando magic all year long. And that's so weird because that's totally why we make the show. What a coincidence.
The Bovey family in South Wales suggested we add ride closures to the show every now and then, and we think that's a great idea.
Look for it during In the Queue next week and expect to get updates on ride closures from us about once a month from here on out.
And last but not least, thank you very much to Robert Sands, watching all the way from the UK. He said he enjoyed the comedic stylings of Heather and Ali last week and thinks they make a great double act. Naturally, we couldn't agree more.
Actually, we just want to give a huge shout out to all our fans in the UK. Thanks for watching every week from all the way across the pond. If we ever visit someday, maybe you can give us all the travel tips.
Well, there are so many ways to keep up with the show, like watching it on YouTube or checking out the podcast on iTunes.
Following us on Twitter or liking us on Facebook.
And of course, visiting our website at attractionsmagazine.com, where you can find links to everything we've just mentioned.
Florida residents can watch us on Bright House Networks TV, Channel 300 and Channel 340 in the Tampa area.
But from all of us here at Orlando Attractions Magazine, the show,
whether you live in Orlando or not,
we sincerely hope everyone can get out this week and
have fun!
Secret blooper of the week.
Boppity bippity boppity. Boppity boopity bop.
Bippity boppity boo. Yay! That didn't even make sense.
You got it, dude. Oh, just